Huntin' Big with Steve Bartilla. Brought to you by
Those of you who saw last week's show should recognize this scene, because last week Adrian Chapman was sitting right here from Furminator, and I need to thank Adrian. He went ahead and did something that pitifully few people will ever do on television or on video. That is, he admitted he messed up. Guess what? Everybody does not always hit what they're aiming at every single time. And when you don't hit what you're aiming at, you don't always miss that animal. Sometimes you hit it, and you hit it in non-fatal places. And though it may not look it, this actually isn't a week later. This is 6 hours later. Adrian and I absolutely pounded, and I mean pounded, that woods looking for blood, and we could not find a single drop of blood. I have no doubt there's blood out there, but we couldn't, so at that point we did a grid search until there was nothing left to grid search. Honestly, I honestly, sincerely believe that that whitetail is alive. And that brings me to the point of today's show. What do we do when we actually wound an animal? You know, I can't speak for anybody else, but I have wounded animals before. I'm not like all these cool people on TV who's never done anything wrong. Guess what? When I pass gas, it generally smells, and so does theirs. And we all mess up. But I think that, and this is my thoughts on this subject. Reasonable and rational people can disagree on this. But here's my philosophy. The first thing you do is you exhaust every single option you have on finding that deer, and I'm not quite done on that yet. I'm going to go ahead now, start watching for birds over the next few weeks. Birds oftentimes will go ahead and indicate that, oh, there's a reason all those crows are back there. It's because they're feeding on a dead deer. And same if you've got turkey vultures and stuff in the area. Birds can be really, really good at identifying. And the other thing is, use your nose. Do not be afraid, especially, I mean, when I was tracking them today, the whole time I'm sniffing. I'm trying to smell, in that case, tarsal gland, okay, because it's peak rut here. In a couple of days from now, though, I'll be going, and I'm not trying to just sniff tarsal gland, I'm trying to sniff rot. You know, just the best thing you can do is not quit. That helps us feel a lot better about what we've done. Next, analyze the situation. What did I do wrong? You know, in Adrian's case, we can't come up with anything. You know, he went ahead and practiced after we got done, and he's hitting bullseyes. You know, and having hunted with him before, I can tell you the man generally doesn't fall apart. Can a person fall apart? Anybody can fall apart. But, so, all right, try to learn from it. Beat yourself up a little bit over it, as you should. We should feel really bad when we wound a deer. And then go back out and hunt. That's actually what I did with Adrian right now. As I sit here talking to you, as I said, this is actually the same day that we shot that show. I went ahead and put Adrian back out in the exact same area he was this morning. Why? Because if he did do what I think, and that is he hit it, he heard it, but the animal's actually fine, it's peak rut. That buck doesn't realize it. Okay? So he is going to go ahead and possibly, very possibly, if I'm correct, he will continue doing what he had. Is he going to do it in that area? Maybe not, but it's worth a shot. And what I'm really trying to say is, my best advice for when a person messes up is do everything you can not to mess up proactively. A silly little thing I do is when I first get up in the stand, look around, make sure there's no deer. All right, that shooting lane there, draw. Now I'm letting down, but I actually literally draw my bow in each of the shooting windows, because if I'm going to hit a branch, I want to know before. You know, little things like that. Practice like you hunt. You know, those types of steps help. Then take only reasonable, ethical shots. And even then, sometimes things are going to go wrong. Try to learn from it. Do everything you can to recover that deer, and then get back out and hunt. Because yeah, it's a horrible thing. But I don't care who you are, if you've hunted a bunch. I mean, maybe there's an exception out there somewhere, but I ain't it. If you've hunted a bunch and you've never wounded a deer, you're either not telling the truth, you're not a very good hunter because you haven't had very many shot opportunities, or you don't go hunting very often. If a person hunts a lot, every now and then things go south.
Final thoughts, brought to you by Huntworth.
When things go south, there are things that we should do to go ahead and try to correct it. First, put every effort you possibly reasonably can into finding that animal. But you know what? Sometimes you draw blood and that animal isn't dead. Okay? Try to learn from that experience. Learn from it and then get back on the horse. Because, you know, I'm telling you, the only people I know who've never wounded an animal either don't hunt much, aren't telling the truth, or are horrible hunters. Unfortunately, it occurs. How we deal with that is what's important. And a big part of it is doing everything we can to make sure that it doesn't happen again, make sure that we recover that deer if at all humanly possible, and then learn from it and move on.